The following clip is presented to you by The Extreme Life of Matt Hardy, available every Friday wherever you get your podcasts and at extremehardy.com. Why does the Vince story rank above the others, in your opinion?
I mean, Vince is the greatest promoter of all time. Pro wrestling wouldn't be pro wrestling as it is today without Vince McMahon. And Vince literally built this empire, and everybody was certain he would run this empire until he had no more breath left in his body. So it's a big deal. And especially, I think it's an even bigger deal because these scandals emerged, and Vince was forced to step down.
It's surreal in the sense that you can look at it like we always talk about what if, right? It seemed like WWE was very much heading down one trajectory.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, this happens.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a completely different trajectory with an entirely different cast of characters at top. And it makes you wonder, well, what if that didn't happen? What are we looking at right now?
Yeah. I mean, and also I think another point is Vince, he built this reputation, this myth, this presence where he is this untouchable figure, and for him to actually kind of go down, so to say, it was like shocking news because he seemed like untouchable. Like no one could do anything to Vince McMahon. It was Vince McMahon's show, and you're going to do whatever he wants, and that's it. And no one can ever change that, and no one can ever touch him. But for him to be forced to step down more than anything else was a huge, huge story too.
I know that you owe a lot to Vince, and you're very grateful and thankful for the opportunities that Vince McMahon afforded you. But is this a good, healthy thing for the industry that he stepped away?
Yes, without a doubt.
Why?
It needed some young blood. We needed someone that was more with today's times and today's pro wrestling and with the more current fans. And I think Triple H is a great guy. Tony Khan is much more with today's, wrestling audience and sees things a lot more modernly like Triple H does as well. I mean, I think that's also something we need in politics, talking about that. People keep talking about, Biden's old, Trump's old. We need young blood. You need young blood. It's the cycle of life too. People have good runs, but nothing lasts forever. And even Vince, as a promoter, it couldn't last forever. And things need to change. Things need to be done differently. It's just like a wrestling character. You have to constantly evolve. You have to constantly change. And same thing goes for pro wrestling promoters as well. They need to change, and there needs to be new, young, fresh blood.
What do these massive WWE changes as a result of this do for the industry? How do they affect promotions like AEW and New Japan and Impact?
I mean, I think first and foremost, AEW was like the new upstart, and it was like the new cool hip thing, obviously. And that was great for pro wrestling because competition is obviously needed. Someone needed to push WWE to be better and do more. And now that Hunter had taken over and they kind of changed the game plan in a lot of ways, I think it just makes wrestling more competitive. Even like with New Japan, everything is a lot more competitive. It's like changing the style. It's changing what they're offering in many ways. And it's just like a different formula. You're not getting the same Vince McMahon formula that has been going on for 40 plus years or whatever it's been. So it's a good thing. And I think it makes the wrestling business healthier. I think competition's healthier when a lot of promotions are doing great things and they want to be, fans want to tune in to different shows because they're doing great things. That's very healthy for the wrestling industry.